Hello everyone, in the car as per usual, and I have a topic that I'd like to address, and that is a quote that I saw today that my dad used to tell me when I was young, and I would literally be like, yeah, whatever, but it's so true. Like whenever you're feeling lonely or like sad, mostly loneliness, and you're feeling some type of way maybe about like another person, whether a stranger or a friend, you know, especially during the pandemic when there was a lot going on, you know what I mean? Like lack of socialness going on. And I saw a quote today that he says, and it's, if you want to be, oh, sorry, I already fucked up. If you want good friends, you have to be a good friend. So it's like, okay, like, what does that mean? What does it entail to be a good friend? And there's many things that come to mind that, like, what do you want from a friend, right? But it starts from being like a good person and like being a good stranger, you know, because that's kind of how you make friends. But when I read that quote, I texted some girl that I met and we hit it off, and we were like, oh yeah, we'll make plans. And then, like, you know, plans didn't really fall, you know, she canceled, I canceled, XYZ, and it was just kind of difficult. But I just texted her, I was like, hey, like, I want you to know, like, I want to see you, like, because I'm kind of a bad texter, but I was like, I just want to let you know, like, I'm sending you love, and I'm sorry that it hasn't worked out between us to hang out, but I really want to. If you're ever in this area, like, hit me up, and hopefully soon I can make arrangements to come see you. And she's like, hey, oh my God, thanks so much for texting me. Because, like, I've been, like, a really bad texter, like I said. But, like, be a good friend, right? So what do good friends do? And I'm like, okay, a good friend would text back and, like, apologize and, like, you know, make an effort just as one would. And I usually don't make an effort, to be honest. I try to, like, not purposely, because I hate pressure, and I just, like, don't, like, if someone's like, oh my God, you're my new best friend, I'm like, like, when I meet them, I'm like, oh, deuces, like, you know, like, almost neediness in a way. Not that she was like that, but the pressure, like, oh my God, like, this friendship's gonna, like, XYZ. It's like, ooh, that sounds like codependency. But in reality, like, people just talk, you know what I mean? That doesn't mean literalness, but yeah. So I was walking down the street, and a big thing that I do as well is that I put on, like, the biggest bitch face ever, like, intentionally, like, the whole resting bitch face, like, oh, she has a resting bitch face, like, I put it on. Like, why? Probably you're like, why? Because I'm so friendly, like, you know, I can smile to everyone, and not everyone's gonna smile back at you, and that shit hurted. And so I'm like, I learned this in LA, and I'm like, you gotta fucking, don't give your energy away. You can't smile to everyone, which is, like, actually a power move. And I know it's like, what the fuck? Like, but socialness, it's true. Like, it's like, it's just reality. You know what I mean? So it's like, if you put on, like, this one facade of, like, don't fuck with me, like, don't bother me, like, people will respect you too. Like, even though it's great to have socialness, but once you are very nice and social, you attract that energy. And it's like, when you're busy, you know, you kind of just want to, like, be focused. So I work remote, and I choose to work at a coffee shop, so I need to put on that bitch face, like, zone that's, like, doing me, like, almost like not paying attention to anyone in a way, being respectful and kind. If you do, you know, cross paths with someone, like, you can't avoid. Why is my car off? If I feel like I turn off my car, the audio is gonna go out. But I'm, like, taking up all the air. I'm like, yo, you guys getting lightheaded? But yeah, I also can't hear shit because this fucking what's it called? Noise canceling. What a great ad. Hi, Apple, please hit me up. Glacia, hit me up. I have your little blush on. I had it on. I'm sidetracking, sorry. I haven't made a video in a second. I feel like I'm so chaotic. Do you feel this? I'm sorry. Okay, so yeah. So I put on this facade. Oh my God, you guys should see me at the gym. Like, imagine, like, I'm a young woman. A lot of older men are at this gym that I go to. And I'm just like, and then there's, like, bitches there, but then there's really nice people. Most of the people are fucking nice, obviously. And yeah, like, I don't stay in my fucking lane. You know what I mean? I'm like, damn, I was, like, thinking about it today. I'm like, people probably think I'm such a bitch. But, like, if you know me, like, I'm so nice. I'm so kind. I'm actually more so, like, the shy, humble chick. Like, I have my hat on, and I'm like, but, like, when I'm in my, like, when I'm, like, feeling myself in that energy, I'm like zone. But I'm nice. But there's this guy an older man whose son is so cute. Like older, like my dad's age. And I'm like, oh, that guy looks like such a dick. I think he like did something to me once and I was like, dick. Angry, me, fine. You know what I mean? I'm like, oh, but your son is so cute. Anywho, I've always seen him like kind of be mean. Like he had negative energy towards me. And I'm like, fine. Like unacknowledged. Like, don't worry. Like, I won't bother you. But today I saw him smiling with someone as I passed by, and she smiled at me, and he was like happy energy. I'm like, all right, valid, king. So today I was just walking, and I had also just seen that quote. Like, so the exact actual quote was, if you want to have amazing friends, be an amazing friend. And then I texted that girl, and so when I saw him, I made from a distance, I'm like, I'm going to wave. And I smiled and waved and held it, bro. I held that shit. Meaning, I didn't just like smile and wave and like not look for his reaction. This was like the first time in a while where I like smiled and waved and like waited for his reaction to process it. Like that's a big deal. Because I don't know if you guys ever do this, but like I'll smile at someone and then look away before I can see if they smile back, because like almost the rejection of them not smiling back at you hurts. But I decided to like let him process it. And then he like, when he finally realized, he like waved and smiled, and I opened the door and he was walking, like not catching up, but he was walking my direction. And he was coming this way, I was going this way. And so he passed by me and I held the door open for a long time so I can make the effort to be like, how are you? And he's like, good, how are you? And I'm like, good. And so like, oh my God, like be an amazing person. Like, it's in my head, because like, if you want good friends, be a good friend. And that's not to everyone. Like I smile at some people and then I can like feel their energy and I'm like, yikes. It took a while to get to that point with this person, the stranger, right? Not that I want something out of them. It was just like, I see you, like, be a good person. Like, why would I not, you know? Yeah, I think it's important to, like, assess that shit. Like, it's okay to, like, smile, but that could just be the interaction. Like, you don't always have to smile, but to acknowledge people and to be good-hearted, I think is beautiful. My last thought that I'm going to say, this was kind of long. There's this woman at the gym who was dating this trainer that I used to work with at another gym. In Miami, the circle's small. And every time I'd see her, she'd look at me and smile. Older woman, like, you know what that fucking means? Like when an older woman looks at you and she's like when she acknowledged your presence, like, oh my God. Because there's women out there, I don't know if you've ever experienced this, whether you're male, female, or however you identify, but the person of the same sex or gender or category of anything, you know what I mean? Or like they would treat you respect as just like an acknowledgement of like a human being, or whether even when their status, like someone could be of higher status. Like think about it, like if you're at the gym and there's like a big buff guy and he's a dick because he's like demeaning to you and you're like an amateur, but when there's like an amazing guy who's like has experience and shit, and you're an amateur, and then he's like looks at you and acknowledges me, he's like, hey, how are you? Like, welcome to the club. I was like, hey, you know what I mean? Like, oh my God, like confidence boost. But so this woman is just like, damn, like when she smiles at me, I'm like, oh, I want to be that woman, like a good woman, like, you know what I mean? Like a woman that takes pride in like being kind. And I could think that's for anyone, like no matter who you are, like taking pride in being a kind person. I know there's so many people like that. And like I said, like I still will put on this facade of like, don't fuck with me. Like, because like seriously don't, like I'm busy right now, like I'm working. Because once you bring in that energy, like they think, oh no, I can talk to her. It's like, no, I'm in work mode. So my last thing I'm gonna say, it's like when there's this guy that is really sweet, and like he'll talk to me when passing on the street, but when at the coffee shop he doesn't say hi to me. Like once or twice he's like looked up and said hi to me, but there's been times where he didn't say hi to me and he was like in his zone, like saw me but like chose not to say hi. And I'm like, all right, well I don't like that, especially if like they're kind of like into you and you were like considering giving them a chance. But then it's like, but I also understand, like I also understand it, you know? So it's like, you know, choosing like, hey, right now I want to give energy to this person and sometimes I don't. And then on the other end, like, don't take things personal. I'm sorry if I sound annoying. I literally cannot hear my voice. These noise cancelings are so legit, like I feel like I'm in space. All right, I love you. I have no idea what time it is, which is not good. I have a studio session. Stream my music, Amber Danielle. Much love. I hope this was insightful. I know I'm like so random, but with posting saying topics, but everything is good-hearted, good intent. Just want to share. not perfect looking. Intellectually, I'm getting there. No, but yeah, like, you know, it's just me. This is my life. I'm 24. Like, what's up? No, I'm kidding. I'm actually not kidding. Like, straight up, like, this is just me. And like, say your thoughts in the comments below. I would love to hear what you have to say. Yeah. Mwah. Bye. Till next time. Peace and whatever.